Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of the JDS Review. I am Jose Solorzano, your host for today, and we're going to be reviewing Crust Thin Crust Pizza Uncured Pepperoni Flavor. Now, I've done other videos before on Crust food products. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with who Crust is, they are literally on a quest, pun very much intended, to find foods that you crave that will work with you, not against you. And here we have a low-carb pizza that I found at a frozen food section that we're going to give a try here. Now, at first glance, one of the most eye-popping things about this particular item is it has 28 grams of protein, but only 6 net carbohydrates, and it is gluten-free. So if you are on a keto diet, a low-carb diet, or just a diet in general, and you absolutely love pizza, this might be the one for you. Now, zooming in a little closer here, we see that it actually has 25 carbohydrates per serving. However, 19 of which are dietary fibers, which do not impact your blood glucose levels. So you have a total of net 6 grams of carbohydrates per serving, and as mentioned there, gluten-free. Now, the pizza is frozen, so you will definitely have to cook it. So just by looking at it, now you might wonder, is this going to be the entire pizza, or is it going to be only a slice of that? That's that. Well, looking on the back label here, we see that there's only 2 servings per container, meaning half the pizza only has 6 net carbohydrates. So if you eat the whole pizza, 12 net carbohydrates on there. Now, the cooking instructions are here on the back. You will have to heat your oven to 400 degrees. It'll take about 23 minutes for it to cook, and give it about, it says 3 minutes to let it cool down. Typically, I like to wait between 5 and 10, unless you really like the feeling of having your tongue singed. I personally do not. So as a result, there are the cooking instructions, and there's the hashtag on a quest that I'll be putting in my social media followings on there. And so there are instructions to be able to get a crispier crust. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack it, and let's take a look and see. Alright folks, I have put the phone down and put it back up. So here's what the pizza looks like in the frozen packet right here. As you can see, it's wrapped pretty well. It's got the cardboard on it. So if you can see there, my hand is placed on there. I wanted to do that with the bag on and not with the bag off. Although I'll be the one eating it, not you guys. But I wanted to give y'all an idea as to what you're going to be receiving once you actually open the box, and a relative understanding of how big it is. Now, I am not a big guy, so I don't have these massive soup bowl hands. So as you can see, my entire hand, from all the way from wrist to finger, was able to fill it. So it's not a massively large pizza, but definitely one that will be a good serving. So I'm going to put the phone down for a moment, pause it, and I'm going to go ahead and take the wrapper off so you can see what it looks like with the wrapper off. Okay, now I am back, and so now what I'm putting here is putting it on my oven rack, which I'm going to place it in shortly. But I wanted to give you an idea as to what it looked like before I actually cooked the product. Now, I see a couple of different herbs and spices and different flavorings on here that they could give to you, but those are a pretty thick, big piece cut of pepperoni there with a pretty decent sized portion of cheese. So again, I have not cooked it. This is what it's going to look like before you place it in there. And like with a lot of the typical frozen pizzas, definitely they are raw. You have to cook them all the way through. The box will tell you that. I am telling you that. And so here we have the final finished product after we have cooked it. Now, it's been in the oven for 23 minutes. I just took it out about a minute or two ago. Now, I am absolutely not ready to eat it right now. It's way too hot. But I figure while I wait for it to cool down, I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see all the different herbs and spices, and really how it looks on there. Now, typically, I like to add such things as mushrooms, bacon, Parmesan cheese, and some crushed red pepper on here just to enhance the flavor and to give it a more seasoned taste. But I wanted to see how it was like in its unadulterated form. That way I can give an honest and unbiased review and opinion on how the pizza is actually going to turn out before I do any kind of additives to it whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take a look under the crust right here. And pretty well cooked, not burned at the bottom. Now what's good about this little oven rack right here is that it cooks from underneath. I saw this on an infomercial. I can't even tell you what the name of the product was, otherwise I would have done a review on it. But overall, this is where you're going to see the pizza on here. So again, we're going to go ahead and zoom in, take a look at everything on here, see how it turns out. Looks very appealing just from looking at it. Looks quite nice. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's what we see here. Okay. Alright, well, as you can see, different herbs, different cheeses on there. But enough about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, put the phone down again. I'm going to take a bite and really savor it for a little bit, and I'll let you know what you guys think. Alright guys, I am back, and I've had a chance to just rip a piece out. Normally I would slice it and serve it into portions, but I figure I didn't feel like messing up a plate. I was just going to rip it off because, look, quite frankly, I'm hungry and I'm going to eat this entire pizza. It's not a lot. Calm down. You've seen the nutrition label. So, but just biting into it, I was kind of afraid that with it being a low-carb, gluten-free pizza, that the crust would probably taste like cardboard. And unfortunately, my premonitions came to be true. It did, in fact, taste very much like cardboard. It's definitely very bland. It doesn't really have a great flavor to it at all. How about the cheese and the pepperoni and all? Definitely could have been a little more flavorful, even though you see some herbs and spices. Not exactly the kind that has any eye-catching flavors. Now look, honestly, I was not expecting DiGiorno, Red Baron, any of those typical ones that you get in the frozen food section that are good. Definitely not expecting that. But the trade-off is that I promise you that if probably half a slice of those pizzas in those frozen food sections would probably be more than this entire pizza combined. So as a result, that's kind of the trade-off in which we'll have to go with. So far, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and give it a try. If you are on a low-carb diet and you want to give this a try, I'd say it's worth it. Give it a shot. It's definitely worth giving a shot. Now, in the future, when I do buy this pizza again, and I think I will, even though I just talked about it tastes like cardboard at the bottom, I figured that if I add some bacon, some mushroom, and some other additives like Parmesan cheese and crushed red pepper, I think it will actually be a pretty decent lunch, especially considering that it's very low carb as well. So, overall, the rating I'm going to give this one is, you know the drill, drum roll please, 3 out of 5 stars. It was just okay. I highly recommend trying it though. I'm not going to say I was jumping for joy, and maybe if I added the bacon, the mushroom, the Parmesan cheese, the crushed red pepper, and maybe some Tony Chachere's or some other spice on there, I would probably give it a 4 out of a 5 maybe, but it's just okay. I'm not saying don't buy it. Definitely give it a shot. This is not something where I would place the buyer's beware label on, because by no means. Give it a shot, but that's just my overall opinion. 3 out of 5 stars. It's just okay. However, I will definitely buy it again, and I recommend you definitely give it a shot. So if you enjoyed the video, please comment, rate, subscribe, and most importantly, please share this video with your friends and family. Help this channel grow. You could also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well. Thank you so much for listening in, and you have yourselves a fantastic day.